So what we're going to be doing today really quickly is just answering a few questions that popped up on the channel. And these are just some thoughts people had in regards to either products or some of the things that we're showing when it comes to our YouTube channel. So questions here. Our first one from Mark Davis 2784. Can you press a leatherette patch with a standard hat press? Yes, you can. There's no reason why you couldn't do it with a standard hat press. The technique just might be different. Now, the benefit of leatherette is that it's a thinner material. In most cases, with ours, it'll be a thicker material, our new laser hide leatherette material. But because it is a thinner material, it will bond just fine using upper heat. Most standard hat presses are upper heat only, unlike the Hotronix 360 IQ that has the upper and lower heat platens that kind of equalize the heat between top and bottom. But with a standard hat press, all you would do is typically increase your dwell times, or what you can do is when it comes to your bottom platen, which doesn't heat up, you can heat that platen and get it nice and hot for like a minute or so, minute and a half, and then put your hat down, put your leatherette patch, and then press it. The only drawback to a standard hat press typically is that the platens that come with these hat presses aren't really designed well. So you can tend to get a lot of creasing in your patches, or your hat, not patches, but your hats, because they're not laying flat against the platens. So the one thing I'm going to highly recommend to you is make sure that your hat crown, this part right here, is flat against your platen, meaning you don't have any big air gaps. If you need to know what a hat gap is, look at my video where I talk about hat gap and how to eliminate it. Okay, so there you go, Mark. Thanks for the question. I appreciate you reaching out. Again, one of the things that I've talked about before is the benefits of the Hotronix hat press. The platens are just curved and designed in a way to where they fit a lot of the hats that are on the market perfectly. They really fit the curve of the crowns very well to where you don't have any issues. So if you're thinking about getting serious and doing a lot of hats or patches, I'm going to highly recommend that you order the Hotronix hat press. It's going to set you apart, and it's going to make your life a lot easier having that hat press if you're serious about wanting to put out some quality products, but also kind of guaranteeing good results every single time. It basically opens up your world to being able to do any patch that somebody throws at you, whether it's acrylic, leather, leatherette, embroidery. You'll be able to do them all with that hat press. But the great thing about having somebody throw 30 different types of products at you is you can program those products into the hat press. So just a little side note when it comes to that. Next question from Rowdy Crown. This was 3 days ago. Sorry for the late response. Says, I'm looking to add DTF to a leather patch, but I'd like to apply it to a blanket. I'm curious on how they wash. Okay, this is where you can run into problems if you don't know what type of adhesive you're using or what type of product you're using. Most of the leather that is out there, whether it's on leather or leatherette, are typically not washing machine friendly. So make sure that whatever adhesive you're using on your leather patch is wash friendly. Ours that we have on the website, our laser hide adhesive for leather patches, leatherette material and whatnot, and all kinds of other materials, is water friendly. So it can be dry cleaned, and as well, it can be washed in temperatures up to 50 degrees Celsius, or I think that translates into 125 degrees Fahrenheit. So make sure that the adhesive you are using is waterproof or water resistant. That way you have good results when it comes to washing. So make sure whatever you decide to buy, reach out to the manufacturer, see if they can send you the technical specs. If you're looking for a good waterproof, water resistant, dry clean friendly, washing friendly adhesive, look into our laser hide adhesive. That'll be available around November 25th. So we're getting our new adhesive around that time. It's currently coming from overseas, but we put a lot of testing into that. And as a matter of fact, we've just recently released a lot of videos showing the durability of our adhesive in our water dunk test. So we actually took the leather, I think it was a leatherette patch, and it might have even been it was a leatherette patch. We actually put that patch on a hat, and then we dunked that in a tub of water and let it sit for, I want to say it was almost a week. And then we attempted to peel that off the hat to see how well it bonded, and it bonded fantastically. So we're very proud of our adhesive. So another thing to know, our adhesive is a very low temperature adhesive. So you're not going to have any problems when it comes to using lower temperatures, especially on blankets. Blankets tend to have very sensitive fabrics, which are very prone to scorching. So our adhesive, we've had our adhesive as low as 225 to 230 degrees when applying. So that would be good in your circumstance. That way you're able to, make sure that you're using lower temperatures and not scorching the heck out of your blankets. But also look into leatherette. So leatherette patches might be something that'll be a little more user-friendly for your blankets, okay? But either way, if you need some custom patches, you can always hit us up on EssentlPrintSupply.com. That way you can get custom patches in any shape or form ordered and sent to you. So thanks for the question. Next question we have is from Willie. What's up, Willie? So Willie's been around the channel for a minute. Anytime he needs advice, he's always hitting me up. So his question is, let me have your link to purchase a 16x20 heat press like in your video. The link did not work when I clicked on it. So we fixed that link, Willie. So now anybody that's interested in the Trans Pro Plus heat press, the link is now fixed. What I've done is I've added the link to the multiple combo that comes with all the heat platens for the Trans Pro Plus 16x20 heat press. This is by far one of the best heat presses you can get on the market. Why? Because one, it's affordable. At $1,800, you're able to purchase this heat press with free shipping at 16x20. It comes with the automatic release button. It comes with a semi and manual release mode switch, and it also comes with a slide out. As well, it has the capabilities of adding different types of platens, removable platens, to the heat press. Now, why is Willie asking about this? Because Willie just came across having to do hoodies, and with his Amazon special heat press 15x15, I think it was, he was having some serious problems trying to do some hoodies. And this was a pretty well-off client. So when you're doing hoodies, you always run into the problem of the pockets, right? So the pockets can sometimes interfere when it comes to pressure. You're getting more pressure because of the pocket being a little raised on the material. So when you have the ability to put a platen that is maybe an 11x15 on your heat press, like switch the 16x20 and then place the 11x15, now this upper portion of the hoodie is no problem, because the pocket will now be hanging off the platen, and you have a nice clean flat surface to now put your decorative design on. And the cool thing is, with the platens, you can either put them horizontally or you can switch them vertically. So you can have 11 inches going this way or 11 inches going this way. This day and age, guys, having a hat press that does everything is important if you're getting in the hat game, and having a heat press that is capable of having multiple heat platens that you can switch out is extremely important. So you can do sleeves with the sleeve platen. They have the 4x4 for neck tags or tiny little logos. But one of the selling points is the fact that if you're doing multiple garments in different sizes, from like kid sizes all the way on up to adult sizes, you have a platen for that. For example, when I was doing dog hoodies, which we're going to be adding dog hoodies, blank dog hoodies, to our website that you guys can purchase, we had sizes extra small in dog hoodies. I mean, we had dog hoodies that were like this big, that might even fit a small cat or a little tiny toy poodle or something, on up to 6XL, which would fit a bull mastiff. So we always had a platen that accommodated the size to where the hoodie can slide on with no problems, and it didn't overstretch the hoodie or whatnot for the decoration when we were at events. So we would go to local events with this heat press 15x15, and we would have all the platens that we can interchange based on what the customer was purchasing. Highly recommend, guys, look into getting a 16x20 heat press with removable platens. This one that I have linked in my description, the Trans Pro Plus heat press with platens and slide out, is by far going to be the #1 most affordable product you can buy when compared to other large companies that are out there, like Stahls, or even companies like Hicks that might have removable platens. In this case, it's going to be a little more affordable for you guys to get this piece of equipment, and hands down, this thing performs phenomenally. We've had it at Impressions, and it's just an amazingly awesome performing machine. And the kicker is it has digital pressure readout. That is an extreme must-have this day and age, is some type of pressure readout, because the pressure on a hoodie will always be different than the pressure on a thinner shirt. So you always want to know where you're at pressure-wise when it comes to different types of products you're using on your apparel. So there you go, Willie. That's been fixed. Next question is from Mitch Brazy 22. Mitch says, seems like the bill is bending when you clamp down. So Mitch is referring to one of our very first hat videos that we did when we were applying patches to a Richardson 112 5-panel hat. We have no problem with the bills bending at all. So when you put the hat platen down on your Hotronix 360 IQ, the bill will stay in place, so it doesn't bend at all. Next question, same person, Mitch Brazy 22, states, can you press leatherette with a small gap? So Mitch is looking at our video, how to fix the 6-panel hat gap plus adding DTF. So this is a video where we were kind of showing people when maybe using a 6-panel hat and you apply it to your hat platen, you have this little gap. So you'd have this gap right here in your hat where you'd almost have a ½ inch of gap space between the platen and the hat. You don't want to have any type of gap at all when it comes to any type of item that you're putting on the hat. If we're talking a small gap, we're talking maybe 1/8 of an inch at most is how much gap you might have. But again, when watching that video, you can resolve the gap issues with preheating your hat. So when you preheat your hat and then you kind of, pull and mold that top portion of the crown to the hat platen, it should be sitting just right from just kind of warming up the fabric. It kind of loosens it up and it allows it to be a little more flexible and have a little more give. So you want to try to be as flat as possible. If you're using a standard heat hat press, you might need to stick some stuff underneath to be able to resolve that. With the, again, Hotronix 360 IQ, I've never had that issue. I've been able to get every single hat that I put on that thing flat against my platen. That's what I'm going to recommend. Small gap, 1/8 of an inch tops, when adding anything from DTF. DTF especially has to have some type of flat surface because you're curing the whole thing from the top. Plus, what happens if you do have gaps in your hat, what you can do is you can end up creating some wrinkles in your hat because what it's doing is now squishing that material together because of the open gap that's underneath. So keep that in mind when it comes to your products and your hats. You want to make sure you're doing the best job you can do. If you're finding that you're having problems with certain hats, switch to a different hat. I find that Yupon for me is a fantastic hat. A lot of the decky hats that I've used are also fantastic hats. If you're doing any type of DTF or some type of transfer where you're putting a transfer on the hat, stick with a 5-panel. 5 panels are great for transfers. When you're doing patches, now you can move into a 6-panel hat, but just make sure that you're using a thicker style patch, because any type of thin patch, you're going to see that seam right through that patch. So most companies out there that are offering either leatherette or even some leather are using very thin materials like 3-ounce leather, or they're using like a very, very thin 80 millimeter leatherette, and that's not what you want to be doing. So that's all the questions we have for now, guys. Also, quick update for those of you that are still interested in purchasing our new laser hide leatherette. That shipment is coming. It should be here around the 25th this month, November. So get it now if you don't want to miss out on when it comes in, purchasing it then. I don't know what's going to happen once it's in stock. I have not really been pushing the product in groups because I don't want to really hit the groups until it's officially in stock. That way because people will want to go right away and get it. So I'm allowing it to be in stock before I start hitting up Facebook groups or other type of groups that maybe have anything to do with laser engraving or whatnot, or just print supply. So you people that are watching this channel are the only ones pretty much that know about the pre-order and that have early access to this material. So go check it out. Again, we'll have our laser hide adhesive on the website at that same time. So around November 25th, we will have that where you can purchase those sheets of adhesive or rolls of adhesive in bulk and be able to handle all your projects. Or you can just order the patches you need with that adhesive directly from us. That way you don't have to, do anything. You just receive your patches and apply them. So we have our new rivets that are specially sized for hats and patches on our website. So for those of you that have been interested in putting rivet tags or putting riveted patches on your hats, or even putting rivet style patches on your beanies, you're going to learn and see how that's done with the next video that's coming. Hit that notifications button. That way you get every video whenever we release it. Like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out, y'all.